times, the times of Baba's Sakar Murli. Baba has mentioned if you want pictures, Baba will give you pictures, and you move to places, you make people your service companions, and Baba is there if you need any kind of support. So, reading these words of Bab Dada in the present context gave me a very different feeling, because now we know it's a time where we are not going to move out, at least not very soon, with any kinds of outreach service activities. So everybody is at one place, but still to look within the spirit whether we really have that spirit of service still ignited. And these days, technology has taken over these standard forms of pictures and other outreach activities. But it's so wonderful, the heart and the spirit to serve the world still stays alive within the Brahmin family across. So beautiful, and thank you for this opportunity. And Baba's Murli for to begin, because it's Satguruvar, and Baba's blessings for the day and every day, in fact, but obviously for Satguruvar are very special. So, how Baba molds his children into the diamond that he wants us to become. So, it's somewhere through the Murli today, Baba is also mentioned that you were all stone intellects, and now Baba is transforming you to become diamonds. And we know the tools that Baba uses. It's Baba's love, it's Baba's support, it's Baba's gentle guidance through the daily Murli, how he gives us wonderful lessons and blends in his love so that it's easy for us to digest. Otherwise, the soul is weak. And if the soul is weak and even we receive a powerful point of knowledge, maybe it may be difficult for the soul to accept it, digest it, leave alone imbibe it. So Baba blends all his lessons in the love that he has for us, his children. And that's where Baba says, I'm your father, I'm also your teacher, I'm also the Guru. So the teacher gives lessons, but it is very well blended in the love of the Father. And this is how the weak soul takes powerful divine knowledge and then begins its journey of self transformation to become perfect once again. So it's a wonderful journey with Baba at this time of the confluence age. Baba is making us realize also that now confluence is the time where we feel the fortune that we have. So we'll have Baba's blessings for us, Baba's Murli for us today. The essence of the Murli is, sweet children, keep very good company. If you are colored by bad company, you fall. Bad company degrades the intellect. So Baba is placing emphasis on the company that we keep. So Baba guides us, keep good company, the company of the one, and also which can help the intellect to grow in knowledge rather than keeping the company of those where the intellect is degraded. The question from today's Murli: what should you children have a surge of enthusiasm for? What's the aspect where we need to have a lots of enthusiasm? And this answer is quite much obvious, so to say, because it's service in some form or the other. So the answer from Baba's Murli, a surge of enthusiasm to go and do service in every village. So this was the time when the expansion of service had to take place, and hence Baba is encouraging children to move to distant parts, go to remote locations, go to every village and do service. Whatever you have, use it for service. So it's not about acquiring this, then doing service, letting that thing to come, then doing service. Baba says, let's begin with what we have for service. The Father advises you children, free yourself from all supports of this old world. Very important criteria to be available for service. Free yourself from all supports of this old world. Have no attachment to anything here. Do not attach your hearts to anything. So, freeing ourselves from supports of the old world and not attaching our hearts to anything of the old world, powerful means of service. The song from today's Murli is Take us away from this land of sin to a place of rest and comfort. The soul wants to travel to places where it can experience rest and comfort. Om Shanti. Whether it is the world of sinful souls or the world of pure, charitable souls, the world that is mentioned refers to the type of souls. It's about souls making an identity for the world rather than it being vice versa. So the quality of souls will become the quality of the world, which is by which it is described. It is only because there is that people call out. Baba is showing us the distinction. In a world of sorrow, souls will cry out to take us to a place where there isn't any sorrow. No one in the world of pure, charitable souls calls out to be taken elsewhere. We are in peace, we are in harmony, we are in unity, we are in comfort and stability at inner peace. Why would we then call out to go to a different place at all? You children understand that this is not a pandit, a sannyasi, or a scholar who is telling you all of this. This one himself says, I did not know this knowledge before. The medium through which Shiv Baba imparts this knowledge, the medium himself admits that even I wasn't aware of all of this knowledge earlier. I used to study Ramayana and other scriptures a lot. Baba says, I give you this knowledge, and this one, the instrument Brahma, also listens. This is now the world of sinful souls. It is said of the pure and charitable souls that they have been and have gone. There was a time where charitable souls lived in the world, and now we all know they have gone, and we know where they are, but the world thinks they've just gone, probably disappeared. People simply go to worship them and then go home. They also worship Shiva. Now, whom would you children worship? Baba's question. Baba is looking into the depths of the knowledge that the soul has understood. And in this depth, Baba is asking us, children, whom would you worship? You know that the highest on high is God. He is the obedient father, teacher, and the obedient preceptor. No other guru could guarantee to take you back with him, nor could any of them take anyone back anyways. You are now sitting personally in front of Baba. Again, a wonderful experience. At the moment, practically, probably are sitting in front of an electronic gadget. Physically, this is the reality. But the soul knows it's not that I'm sitting in front of a piece of technology. I am sitting in front of Baba. And this thought gives us such a powerful and such an elevated experience. Very practical. I need not go to places of worship even. I, in remembrance of the One, I know I am sitting in front of Him. You are now sitting personally in front of Baba, but as soon as you leave here and go back home, you forget this. This is the beauty. It's like we maintain awareness, build awareness, and then it slips. And then we again, and then again it slips. This is the beauty of the journey of the soul on its path of effort. You enjoy listening to him personally very much. The father repeatedly says, children, study well. Do not become careless about this. Baba wants. Study well, not to be careless with this. Do not become trapped by bad company. So, bad company. At the onset, everything looks okay. It looks perfect. If we don't have the awareness, we'll feel everything is fine, isn't it? But as we take a few steps ahead, there is a trap. So before we get into the trap, Baba warns us, be aware, study well so that the intellect is touched by Baba's knowledge at the right time. Do not become trapped by bad company. Otherwise, your intellects will become even more degraded. You children know what you were and what sins you committed. You are now becoming deities. You are now becoming deities. This old world is to be destroyed. Therefore, why should you be concerned about these buildings here? You have to forget everything of this old world. Otherwise, they will create obstacles. So, any strand of attachment that I have to the old world in any form may be, it will then take the form of an obstacle. So, Baba warns me beforehand. Our hearts are not attached to this world. We are to go and build our palaces of diamonds and jewels in the new world. It's a beautiful memory within the soul. And as Baba says in the Murli, there is the happiness that is emerging from the latent memories within the tracks of the soul's sanskaras. If you still like money or anything else of this place, you would still have attachment to it at the time of leaving your body. If you continue to say mine, mine, mera, mera, that will appear in front of you at the end. Everything here will be destroyed, and we will then go into our kingdom. So, why should we attach our hearts to this world? Everything is going to be destroyed. We are going to go to better places. Why should we then be attached to this anything, any object, any person, anything that we use in the old world? There is a great deal of happiness there. The very name is heaven. We are now to go back to our home. This home is Ravan's. It is not ours. The world today is not the place where the pure soul is meant to be. We have to make effort to be liberated from it. Baba inspires us to free ourselves from the supports of the old world. This is why the Father says, do not have attachment to anything here. Your stomach doesn't need much of anything. There is a lot of expenditure on useless things. So half Baba teaches us economy of thoughts and economy in the use of material things as well. As Baba inspires us to not have expenditure on useless things, we know he's spoken to us about economy many times. Your children should be very enthusiastic about doing service. Many children are interested in doing service in the villages. So there are children who have the enthusiasm, there are children who have the interest to do service. But what use are those who have no interest in doing service? As is the father, so should be the children. You have to give everyone the father's introduction. Remember the father and claim your inheritance from him. This may inspire souls to remember Baba and get the inheritance from him. Baba encourages the children who are interested in going on his service. The Father has come to serve you. See, wonderful. Baba says, I have come to serve you, and so is the Father, so should be the children. Everything is for the sake of service. You have to give Baba's introduction to everyone. There is only the one Father. He enters Bharat. There was the rule of deities in Bharat. It is just a matter of yesterday when it was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan, and then that of Ram and Sita. Then they fell onto the path of sin. The kingdom of Ram began, and they continued to come down the ladder. Now, from Lakshmi Narayan to Ram Sita to the kingdom of Ravan, it continued in a stage and phase of descent. And now, the stage of ascent is matter of just a second. Isn't it beautiful? It is this 1 second of realization. It is this 1 second of the memories being awakened. My eternal relationship with Baba, once that memory is fresh within the soul, this is the 1 second when the soul then begins its stage of ascent. So one is real love, other is artificial love. We all know nowadays people ask, why is it about falling in love and why isn't rising in love? Nowadays people use the terms falling in love because anyways it is artificial love, and anyways there is a descent, there is a decline anyways. So Baba is giving us the comparison between real love and artificial love. Only when you consider yourselves to be souls can there be real love for the Father. So the extent of my soul consciousness, the extent of my own awareness of being a soul is the same extent as I can know the Father and have real love for the Father. In this world, the children's love is artificial. This world is to be destroyed. Those who do service will never starve. Baba's given us a promise. I will take care of those children who are serviceable. Baba says, my serviceable children who are always available on service will never, never starve. Therefore, you children should be interested in doing service. So Baba is helping us shift our focus. So our focus is not on just material and gross things which are necessary for our living, but also the spirit of giving something to the world, of doing service. Because service is a subject of a lot of bhavna. It's about being selfless and doing something for people selflessly. And then Baba says, I will take care of those children. This world is to be destroyed. Those who do service will never starve. Therefore, you children should be interested in doing service. Your godly mission is very easy. No one understands how this religion is established. And it's so wonderful. Baba says it's a godly mission, it's simple. This happens. Christ came and established the Christian religion, and then that religion grew. In spite of following the directions of the founders of religions, people have been following. You children now have to become soul conscious, because this is the foundation for the soul to again rise above. We forgot the Father for half a cycle in the kingdom of Ravan. He has now come and awakened us. The awakening takes place when the soul recognizes Baba. Baba says, according to the drama, you had to fall. It wasn't your fault. Baba frees us from any element of guilt if it is still residing within the soul. Baba says it wasn't your fault. It's all drama. This is what the state of the world becomes in Ravan's kingdom. The father says, I have now come to teach you. You now have to claim your kingdom back once again. I don't give you any other difficulty. First, don't eat any dirty food prepared outside. Nowadays, it's not Baba's directions only, but then the instructions of the hygiene experts and the world at large. But we are so fortunate, Baba always taught us to be following sattvic diet. So one is Baba says, don't eat dirty food prepared outside and constantly remember me alone. You children now know that this drama cycle continues to repeat. Your intellects have the knowledge beginning, the middle, and the end of the drama. You can explain this to anyone. First of all, let there be remembrance of the Father. For service, get together with them and make them your companions. So go places, meet people, make them your companions. Baba is teaching children the ways and means of service. Even you mothers should go out. There is no question of fear in this. Baba is making the matas a Shakti, fearless. There isn't any fear in this. You will be given a set of pictures, etc. Everything. So Baba also ensures that since Baba is inspiring the children for service, all the tools and means of service, Baba says, I will provide pictures, etc. You will be able to do a lot of service. So Baba is also enforcing, reinstating hope that yes, you will be able to do. When you leave them, they ask, who will teach us if you go away? And we've heard these stories when daddies share their experiences of the early days where they used to go to public places like in Mumbai. They used to go to the Chopati beach, do service, move away. And whenever they do service at a public place, move away, and people say, if you move away, who will teach us? Then Baba guided how we should speak to them. And Baba guides this further in the Murlis. Tell them, we are prepared to do service. Just make arrangements for accommodation, etc., and you will become instruments to benefit many. Baba encourages you to do service. When children have courage, service increases. So, Baba's encouragement and the children's, and when both come together, that is where service expands. This isn't the kind of gathering that lasts for 10 to 15 days and then ends. So many people who connect with the Brahmakumaris for the first time, they have this question. How long will the course go on? How many days do we come? What after the foundation course? Is there an end to the learnings? So many different questions. And Baba says this is not that kind of study where you come and then end within a week or a fortnight. This spiritual gathering continues all the time. The meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul takes place in this true gathering, the Mela. This meeting is now taking place. This meeting will end when service has been completed. According to the drama, you children should be very interested in doing service. The knowledge that this is the unlimited Father is also in the intellects of you children. We are being made so elevated by the highest on high Father. Talk to yourself in this way. So Baba teaches the child to self-counsel so that the spirit of service is also maintained at a very high level. We are the children of the one who is highest on the high. Hold seminars amongst yourselves. Take advice from Baba and engage yourself in service. If you need help, Baba, the one with the big heart, is sitting here. So beautiful of Baba's ways of preparing children for service. He gives us encouragement, he gives us support, he gives us all the yuktis, the tactics where we can make people our own, and then service can expand in a very beautiful way. So beautiful. If you need help, Baba, the one with the big heart, is sitting here. All of this is fixed in the drama. There is no question of worrying. How else would establishment take place? I remember once somebody asked Jayanti Ben, it was a young sister and new to Gyan as well. And by Lokik age also she was young. So she asked Jayanti that how many years would it take someone to be ready for service that Baba asks us to do? And Jayanti obviously replied that it isn't a matter of age, either physical age or the age in Gyan or the number of years or months in Gyan. She shared a very beautiful experience of Brother Anthony Strano. He took Gyan from London, and it was only 3 months in Gyan that he left from London to Italy. And then Gentleman remarked he went there, he set up a center, he did service, he established service over there, and only once service was established at that place did he again visit London. So it isn't service, isn't a matter of number of years in or months in Gyan. It's not also a matter of physical age, as Baba is encouraging the mothers to move on to service. We know instances where Baba also encourages the elderly to do service. But service is a matter of the spirit, the bhavna to give out something to the world that we have received from Baba. Secondly, those who do something receive the reward of what they do. Your children are now being changed from having stone intellects to having diamond intellects. Our fortune, isn't it? And Baba Murli touches the intellect, and the daily droplets of knowledge that Baba gives us is It's the daily routine where the stone intellect is gradually transformed to a diamond intellect. The Father makes you so straight with knowledge. Baba is talking about righteousness. But Maya then catches hold of you by the nose and makes you turn your back. The company your children keep should be very good. When you are colored by bad company, you fall. Baba forbids you to watch films. Important direction. Baba says, no, forbidden. Watching films is forbidden. Expose ourselves to so much of thought which has arisen from the logic minds. And at one point, we are cleansing ourselves from the past. And how can we expose the mind to something that has emerged from a very logic mind from Kali Yuga? So Baba's direction, forbidden watching of films. Those who have the habit of watching films cannot stop becoming impure. Everyone's activity in this world is dirty. The very name is the brothel. The father is establishing the temple of Shiva. This brothel has to be set on fire. Everyone in this world is sleeping in the devilish slumber of Kumbhakarna. You understand that you are going to the temple of Shiva. Previously, we too were like monkeys. There is the story of this in the Ramayana. You have now become the father's helpers. You are establishing your kingdom with your own power. This kingdom of Ravan is to be destroyed. Baba continues to show you children many tactics. If you don't donate knowledge to anyone, how would you receive the fruit? Only after you have shown the path, 10 to 15 people should you eat. Baba is strongly inspiring us children for service. So until and unless you show the path to 10 to 15 people, Baba says don't eat till then. First of all, perform an act of charity and then come here. Only in this is there benefit. Not remember any bodily beings. This world is impure. Remember the one Father, the purifier, and you will then become the masters of the pure world. Your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. This is a very important practice because after years and years and years of efforts into self-transformation, Baba still tells us the final thoughts will take you to your destination. Therefore, first give this message to someone or other and then come back and eat. Continue to tell everyone that by remembering the Father, they will claim a high status. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Father, the Mother, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says
Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children says Namaste to the Father.
Spiritual father. This was the Murli, morning Murli for Satguruvar, and today's Murli also has a night class from 17th March 1968. So 2 time zones anyways coming together at this moment. So night class from Baba. Whenever you have to give a lecture somewhere, you should get together 3 to 4 times with others and do a rehearsal. Prepare the points by refining them and making additions to them, and then you will give a fine lecture. rehearse, refine, come together, and then Baba says, after the refinement, you give the points accurately. Over the main topic, and the main topic is the God of the Gita, you will then become victorious over everything. The conferences will take place for this, will they not? You understand that the tree will definitely grow. Everyone will experience storms of Maya. The tree will also grow, and the process of growth cannot be without the experience of the storms of Maya. Isn't it so? We've all experienced it. Generally, children write, Baba, I was slapped by the vice of lust. This is known as completely losing all the income you'd earned. If you become angry, there would be some loss. So, lust, everything lost. Anger, something lost. But for this, it is explained you can become a conqueror of the world by conquering the vice of lust. If you are defeated by lust, you are defeated by everything. Those who are defeated by lust lose all their income and they incur punishment. The destination is very high, and you therefore have to be very cautious. You children know that you had received the sovereignty 5,000 years ago too. The deity kingdom is being established once again. We are going into that kingdom by studying this study. Everything depends on how you study. Only by studying and then imbibing it, you will become equal to the Father. So step 1, studying it well. Step 2, imbibing all that we are studying. And that will take us to becoming like the Father, equal to the Father. A register is also needed so that you can be aware of how many you have made equal to yourself. So maintaining registers for service. The more you imbibe, the sweeter will you become. Children, you have to become very lovely. The day for which people had been making a lot of effort to go into liberation has now come for you children. The Father gives liberation and liberation in life to everyone at the same time. Only those who make effort to become deities will receive liberation in life, and all the rest will go into liberation. You cannot make an accurate calculation. So, no point going into things which can never be accurate. It's wise to then focus on self transformation and the effort that I am making. Some will remain behind and have the visions of destruction. They will witness these beautiful times. You have to make effort in every situation. It is not that if you simply sit in remembrance, everything will be accomplished and you will receive a home. No. Only that which is in the drama will happen, and so you should not have any expectations. You should not have any expectation. You have to make effort. So there's this beautiful phenomenon of life where we keep ourselves focused in the effort, we keep ourselves focusing on refining the self, and then many things gently come to you. But if we have lots and lots, or even just a few, but if we have expectations, then those expectations, more often than not, tend to elude the soul. You have to make effort, but only that which is fixed in the drama will happen. As you progress further, your attitude will become that of brotherhood. The more effort you make, the more you will be able to maintain that attitude. A natural sense of soul consciousness will help us to have a natural sense of brotherhood with all the people whom we meet. We came bodiless, and we have now completed the cycle of 84 births. The father says, you now have to return home in your karmatit stage. In fact, you must not debate with anyone about the scriptures. The main thing is to have remembrance and understand the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. You have to become rulers of the globe. You simply have to understand this cycle. This is remembered as receiving liberation in life in a second, because it just takes a second for the remembrance to re emerge. You children should be amazed. The more we look at drama, the more amazed we are, isn't it? It's so amazing. Even these times, where people's movements in many parts of the world are very restricted. And we know people who are really taking the benefit, the maximum benefit of this time. And as an effort maker, these times remind us about how Baba had said, Baba had promised. And if you do not do it yourself, I will make you complete and take you back with me to your home. So this is kind of a feeling that this is that time where Baba is making us. So Baba says, you children should be amazed. Devotion lasts for half the cycle, and there is no knowledge at that time. Only the Father has knowledge. You have to take knowledge from the Father. This Father is so uncommon, and this is why only a handful out of multi-millions emerge. Those teachers would not say this, but that one says, I am the Father, teacher, and Satguru. So people become amazed when they hear this. Bharat is said to be the mother country because the name of Amba is well known. There are many fairs in the name of Amba, the goddess Amba. The word Amba is very sweet. Even little children love their mother so much because Amba refers to the mother. So Baba is saying even little children love their mother so much because she feeds them and looks after them. Now you also need the Baba of Amba. So we need the one who is the father, the Baba of the Amba, the mother. That daughter was adopted and did not have a husband. This is something new. Prajapita Brahma must definitely have adopted her. Only the father comes and explains all of these things to the children. So many melas take place, and there is so much worshipping because you children do service. No one else can teach as many students as Mamma taught. Mamma is very famous, and there are also many melas. You children now know that the Father Himself came and explained to you children the secrets of the beginning, middle, and end of creation. You now also know about the Father's home, the Father, and also the home. You receive this knowledge at this time. You earn so much income by seeing this. So you should be happy. And you are so ordinary on the outside front, but most elevated in our awareness. The world does not know that the Father comes and gives this knowledge. Only the Father comes and tells you children all new things. The new world is created through the unlimited study. You have disinterest in the old world. Your children have the happiness of knowledge. You have to remember the Father and the home. Everyone has to return home. The Father would say to everyone, children, I have come to give you the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life. So why do you then forget? I am your unlimited Father, and I have come to teach you Raj Yoga. Baba's ways of rekindling memories are so simple. So, will you not follow Srimad? If not, there would be a huge loss. The loss here is unlimited. Once you let go of the Father's hand, there will be a loss in your income. So Baba just gently reminds us, Acha, good night. This was the night class. Om Shanti. We had the good morning class and also the good night class from Baba today. And now we have the essence for dharana. First point, forget everything of this old world. Become obedient like the Father and do service. Give everyone the Father's introduction. The second point, save yourself from bad company in this impure world. Do not eat dirty food prepared outside and do not watch films. So the do's and the do's nots, Baba is making it clear. The blessing from Baba Murli. May you be a soul with the elevated fortune of the confluence age and remain merged in God's lap of remembrance. The confluence age is even more elevated than the golden age in heaven because the memorial of the present time is that there is nothing lacking in the world of Brahmins. Having found the one Father, you have found everything. Now, you children sometimes swing in the swing of supersensuous joy, sometimes happiness, sometimes peace, sometimes knowledge, sometimes bliss, and sometimes you swing in the swing of God's lap. It's a beautiful experience, isn't it? God's lap is the stage of being absorbed in remembrance. This lap enables you to forget all sorrow and suffering of many births in 1 second. So, constantly keep these elevated sanskars in your awareness and become a fortunate soul. And the slogan from Baba's Murli today, become so worthy that Baba sings songs of you and you sing songs of Baba. So it's not about just us singing Baba's songs, but Baba says, become such a worthy child that Baba will sing praises of you, the child, as well.
Kavitabin, we can do traffic control. Here is now 7.
Yes.
And Sister Judy, we have at 10 o'clock revision of Murli. 10 o'clock Pacific time.
Om Shanti. Shanti. Om शांति अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा शिव का कर लो ध्यान आ रहा पावन पुण्य सवेरा तुम हो कौन कहाँ से आए अपने आप को जानो राजयोग के द्वारा अपना परम पिता पहचानो इसी राजपथ पर चल कर तुम पालो अपना बसेरा तुम हो आत्मा तन से न्यारे परमात्मा को प्यारे दिव्य गुणों को धारण करके योगी बनो दुलारे ज्योति बिंदु ही तोड़ेगा ये माया मोह का घेरा अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
You can share your experience now. Everyone can keep their camera on, please.
So, one beautiful thing, I think it was from yesterday's Murli. Baba used the word lock up at Vela time. And I was just wondering about how Baba uses words which are so powerful, so positive. I was talking about lock up, and the world today talks about lockdown. So Baba keeps us very spirited. And experiences, well, I came to Baba at a very young age in my teens. I was a student at that point in time. But then lots of love for God. So that was something very natural to me. My love for God at a very young age. And I remember as a child, I was interested in any things other than things which are related to philosophy or spirituality. Even when I used to read newspapers, I would read The Speaking Tree, which is obviously about spirituality, etc. And then sports, a little bit about sports. And in India, cricket is very popular. So the only two sections that I used to even read. And at this point in time, when there was this search for God, this love for God, I happened to come across the meditation center, and Rama somehow brought me there, and I did the course. And further on, then seriously, this connection, I loved meditating a lot. And when there is this inclination for meditation, and we have the right directions about the simple steps of meditation, know yourself, know God, and then the connection. And then what Baba spoke about in today's blessings, the super sensuous joy that the soul starts experiencing, started coming in very naturally to me. And it was the love that I experienced early on in my spiritual journey that was so powerful. I remember as a child with my parents, I used to go to the satsangs which happen in India, and it would be for 3 days, 1 week, and then that's that. In some places, only 1 2 day event. And when it was slightly extended event, like we went there for 4 days or 6 days, I used to ask my parents, what next? I mean, stays full, but what next? And when I came to the Brahmakumaris, this was one more thing which really appealed me, that here I'm not going to ask what next. Here is a space, a platform where I can continue as a spiritual student for an extended time. And that's how one, besides meditation, this was one of the things at the Brahmakumaris which really gave me an appeal to continue, or I mean, a first step, yes, this is something for me. That feeling was generated by these two things. And as the years have passed by, and as we grow in Baba's knowledge, we grow with experiences into practicing spirituality in our own ways. There's this one experience of meditation which I really enjoy quite a lot, and that is the experience of being connected to Baba through the means of a golden thread. So it's like always, or at most times, connected to Baba, and there is this golden thread which keeps me connected to that divine energy, come what may. And this thread doesn't only keep me connected, but it nurtures me, it nourishes me, it helps me or gives me the experience of that divine frequency time and again. So imagine how would it be to have the same frequency of energy that Baba has, And then there are those moments in meditation where you think perhaps this is the moment, you feel so pure, you feel so elevated. So the golden thread helps me experience the frequency. Is some near to it, because every time there is a new step further closer to Baba. And as Baba was talking about the swing in today's blessing, this is like a swing. So I know that I'm connected to one point which is very stable, which is eternal, which is loving, always peaceful, always pure. And then here there is this experience of swinging. And this could be swinging between two ends, sometimes it's the pull of Maya, sometimes it's the pull of Baba. But then this oscillation still keeps me connected to the one. So as we go through different phases of our effort making also, this experience of the golden thread really gives me the strength, the faith. Whatever happens at this plane, this plane will go through oscillations, but I know that I'm connected to the one who is stable. So this faith, this belief that I am connected to the one is really very reinforcing when Maya is very strong and we go through those difficult times or those times in the life of our spiritual journey, basically. So this is it about I love Baba's Murli and reading and understanding Murli and going into the depths of what Baba has said. And in meditation, it is this golden thread which keeps connected. And then what Baba spoke about service. So in the field of service, I really feel that it's more of a bhavna and then more of being an instrument. The more I consider myself to be an instrument, the word nimit that Baba uses in his Murli, nimit the bhav, the awareness that I am simply an instrument. And the more I maintain this awareness, the more Baba can use me for his service. I remember again early days in my spiritual life with Baba, and those days, the video Jewel of Light on the life of Dadi Prakash Muniji was just made. And I really remember one scene in that video. It caught my eye every time I saw the video. And in that scene, somebody is just praising Dadi for whatever she was able to do, and then the achievements which came as a result of those efforts. And Dadi is listening. And then when this person concludes, Dadi just gestures Baba. And it was such an honest and such a pure and authentic experience. I like to watch that part of the clip from Jewel of Light time and again, time and again. And I used to look within me and check for myself that do I have that level of instrument consciousness in whatever little things that we are doing? And then over the years, as we make an effort, there is this realization that more instrument consciousness grows, the more Baba can then use me. So then it's his energy which is actually working. This is not a self counseling, or this is not something which I tell myself to be away from ego, but this is the fact. It is the fact that Baba uses us as his instrument. When we are in the consciousness of being an instrument, only then his energy flows through. So it's about just growing in these spiritual aspects of your personality. And also, someone once said that each artist will have his favorite item. Like if somebody is a painter, he will have his favorite brush. If somebody is a writer, he will have his favorite pen. If somebody is good at music, he will have his favorite piece of instrument to play. And then, if God uses instruments, he will also have favorites. Favorites will be those whom he can rely upon. Favorites will be those whom he can trust. Favorites will be those who are obedient. And when I went through this, again, I had the inclination, can I be God's favorite? And then, obviously, it's a long journey because the soul needs to increase the awareness of the particle that it has, and all the other things which the layers which cloud or tend to cloud the energy of the soul time and again, and the effort that we make to move beyond all these layers ourselves, so that at the time when God can use us as an instrument, if I can be available for him, it is my good fortune. So this feeling about being God's instrument and being his favorite instrument and making the self worthy of claiming that position through our own self effort, through my meditation, through the study of the Murli. So these are the things which make spiritual effort and our spiritual life a real, what do you say, a real joy. Actually, it becomes a very joyful and a very nourishing experience. And when we keep this nourishment alive, then our progress is also certain. So these are the ways in which, service also goes on at one end, and self progress is also the undercurrent, at times. Visibly, we are engaged in service because we can imagine nowadays it's a little different. But then otherwise, there is this habit happening or the scenario of being consumed by service also, because it's a lot of doing. But then it's just the external front that we are doing something, but on the internal front we know that these are the scenes for my own self progress. So this is the way in which the effort making takes place and the beautiful experiences in yoga with Baba. And when we have the spirit for service, service always comes to you. You don't need to go to service. This is again a very beautiful revelation, because when these different times started, people were wondering what to do, what not to do. And I witnessed that many things just came to me rather than going towards things. So again, the reaffirmation of the belief that being available and Baba will then use us for his activities. So these are the beautiful experiences that the times the Confluence Age gives us, and how Baba really nourishes the soul. One more thing, I remember as a child, the story of King Midas. Maybe many of you are aware about it. It's the story about a king who asked, when you asked for a blessing, who asked that everything I touch should to gold. And then he couldn't eat, he couldn't be with nature, he couldn't be with his own daughter. And then there's the realization, and that's the story, how the story goes. But after coming to knowledge, when I somehow came across this story again, it gave me a very different insight. At that point in time, I started wondering with myself that I'm not going to touch things physically, and the things are not going to turn into gold at the physical level. But as Baba wants of me, elevated vision, elevated thinking through an elevated awareness. And if I can have such an elevated awareness, an elevated vision, an elevated flow of knowledge, can I reach a phase where everything that this field of energy which is radiating from here has a sense of being uplifted? You know, being gold is not that suddenly they become very valuable, but if they are at level one, and I can just help them through my vibrations, through vision, through the presence, you know, the power of presence, can I just in that field help them step one level above and give souls an experience of level 2, of something about how it would be to be closer to God, how it would be to be closer true self. So again, this was one of the practices I made in my spiritual journey, and a beautiful one at that, because you're giving and you're serving in a very subtle and incognito way and helping souls experience how it would be if they can connect with Baba and the presence of the self helping people to rise above. And somehow this is our role at the Confluence Age. Whatever we are doing is a role. It is high time we focus more on our inner agenda as angels of God, because souls of the world may or may not see God's light directly. It's through God's angel
Kavita, there is a one question someone is asking
to see.
that defeated by the vice of lust has lost everything.
Mhm.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Right. Being defeated by the vice of lust has many factors to it. You know, it's the most powerful one, because one will be defeated by the vice of lust when it is a deep sense of body consciousness, deep sense of body consciousness. And it's like we've fallen to the lowest that we can. So rising above will be the most difficult. Rising above, because we know our journey of meditation, the first step of the journey of meditation is being conscious. And the vice of lust is complete body consciousness. So this is why, because even if someone slips, has in this form, then to rise above is the most difficult, because rising above would mean becoming soul conscious, the first step of meditation. So it takes me to the lowest part of where the soul can fall. And hence Baba defines this as the biggest enemy of the soul, because it takes us into complete body consciousness. And coming back on our journey will take that much longer. So, and the other vice is also body consciousness, but then again, the return journey is lesser for the other vices as compared to the vice of lust. And it also has many hidden desires, you know. In Hindi, we use the word kam and kamna. So kamna are the limited desires that the soul has. And we know as we grow in the awareness of soul consciousness, we also understand that our presence is to give. The presence of the soul is to radiate love. The presence of the soul is to radiate peace. Even in my interactions, it is my responsibility to radiate love and to radiate peace. But then I flip it, you know, desire, kamna, which is also a form, the subtle form of the vice of lust. It just takes a complete twist, a 180-degree turn, where instead of being a donor or the one who radiates these energy, like Baba says, Devta, the one who gives, I become a Levta, the one who wants to receive. I want love from them, I want respect from them, and want this desire. It eludes me from the original vibration of the soul. So even if we think about lust in its subtle forms that Baba explains to us, it is just a complete turn, where instead of radiating, I begin to accept. And we know expectations are never fulfilled. So in these terms, in the gross form of body consciousness, and even in the subtle form of being energy radiates, and then to the being of being expecting people to give. So it makes us from one of a donor to someone is asking. So this is the leader of the vices, you know. And that's where we keep our awareness to keep ourselves safe from this. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Or
Anybody have a question?
So I hope it's been a good, pleasant morning for everyone.
If you have a question, can you
Really
just
wonderful.
raise your hand so we can unmute you? Everyone is satisfied.
Satisfied, yeah. So today is the day of
Good.
Satguru,
Yeah.
and
So we can offer the book, and then Divya Ben will come, no?
yeah, she will come in a few minutes from now for the Hindi class.
Okay. So
Yes.
we can play 2 songs and we can offer the book. Okay.
Thank you all for being with us, and thank you for giving the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Everyone also, your book can be in front of you, and everyone's window can be open, please, so we can know that you also be there. Everyone, please open your window and keep your book in front of you, and then let's see what Baba can give the experience. Everyone can open your window, please.
फरिश्ता बाबा से मिलना, देना संदेश हमारा। बन के फरिश्ता बाबा से मिलना, देना संदेश हमारा। याद प्यार हम सबका देना, लावतन का नजारा। सच्ची लगन से बन जा बाबा के, सच्ची लगन से बन जा बाबा के। तू गले को हार, उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार हो, नीले अंबर के उस पार। पंछी रे ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार। ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार। दुख हरता तुम सुख करता हो, गुणों के भंडार। हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी, हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी महिमा अपरंपार। उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार। पंछी रे उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार हो, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले।
तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी। बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। पल बीते तेरी यादों में, जो पल बीते तेरी यादों में, वो पल अविनाशी होते हैं, वो पल अविनाशी होते हैं। हर पल को सफल बना देंगे, हर पल को सफल बना देंगे, तेरी याद कभी ना छोड़ेंगे, तेरी याद कभी ना छोड़ेंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। यूं ही आप रहो संग संग बाबा, यूं ही आप रहो संग संग बाबा, इस दुनिया के सुख पाने क्या, इस दुनिया के सुख पाने क्या, लहराते रहे तेरी यादों में, लहराते रहे तेरी यादों में, उन यादों में खो जाएंगे, उन यादों में खो जाएंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत।
Om Shanti.